So, Secret Invasion arrived on D+. And oh boy, what an exciting, well, you really can't tell much for it. A lot of walking around and chasing people in the street with a couple of guest stars who, well, one at least was not who he appeared to be. And of course, that's the whole point of this, because the Skrulls are shapeshifters, you know. So what to expect from this series? Obviously set up to be this spy drama, borrowing templates from old espionage Cold War stuff. So of course it takes place in Russia, at least at the outset. But considering that the secret base for these wayward Skrulls is presumably Chernobyl, I guess it's their made-up version of it or what have you. But since radiation doesn't hurt Skrulls like it does human beings, oh boy, they can stay wherever things are irradiated, which should keep the prying eyes away. So, you know, that's clever on their part. And, of course, their plot is what? Well, the same plot that Spectre had and all that, where you spark a war, nuclear war, between Russia and the United States, so that they blast each other with nuclear weapons. And then all the people are dead for the most part, and then the Skrulls can take over. Yeah. Apparently, they're all mad at Daddy complexes, in that they didn't find a home planet. So, yeah, because, I mean, you know, this spins out of basically Captain Marvel. So at the end of Captain Marvel flew away with the Skrulls to find them a home. And I guess she didn't. I don't know. You know, it's damn near 20 years later she comes back to deal with Thanos and all that. And then, well, she'll be dealing with the Marvels in her movie after this. So, and since Nick Fury's in that, unless Nick Fury is a Skrull by then, or he is now, but I kind of doubt it. Wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. But anyway, as for the other planet, I guess she just, I don't know, got sidetracked and never got around to it. So I can understand them being upset with her. Talos, he's still in the good graces with Nick Fury and everything, and he doesn't want to kill people, but, well, his daughter's mad at Daddy, so she's siding with the terrorist Skrulls, who decided, well, why don't we just kill all the humans and take their planet? Yep, yeah. Well, that's more in line with how the Skrulls were actually in the Marvel comics as villains. You know, every now and then you'd have a story where, hey, this Skrull's not so bad, and that would, oh, cool, and all of that. But they decided not to do that so they could use the Skrulls, as a metaphor for refugees and that sort of thing, because well, they don't have a lot of confidence in their ability to tell engaging and stories of adventure and whatnot. So they rest on that to shield it, in the sense that if you don't like the movie and or show, therefore there's some sort of bigotry going on in your sentiments, what have you, even though they're depicting all this as green people with pointy ears. Anyway, so that's the deal. They want planet Earth, which is one of the only things, besides the shape-shifting and infiltrating governments and other people and whatnot. That's about it as far as the original plot goes. And of course, they wouldn't be able to do it directly. A lot of the characters involved haven't even been introduced in the MCU. So it wouldn't work perfectly, but I would have thought they would at least make the attempt. But leading up to the show, they openly admitted, hey, if you've read the comic book version, no need to apply. So, no chance of any relationship there. It's like, why would you even bother with the title? And the rest of it is was Samuel Jackson saying Trump and incels broke Brie Larson or something like that. It's an odd way to promote your show, you know. But that's it. So that's the deal. Wherein originally, you see, the Skrulls had an empire of their own. You know, the Kree Empire was their enemy, and they would, you know, go back and forth and all of that. And Earth and the superheroes were caught in between, and that sort of thing. And then Galactus ate the Skrull homeworld, which kind of screwed things up for them for a while. So there was this offshoot, and they were sort of a religious sect that came to believe that Earth was theirs, that it rightfully belonged to them, something along those lines. I kind of forget, it's been a while. And that was the plot, and a lot of it was a means by which to bring back characters that had seemingly died, but weren't, because that was their Skrull doppelgangers and all that stuff. And they created a new way by which to not just, you know, assume someone else's form, which they all can do. All Skrulls can shapeshift and copy your appearance and look just like you and all that sort of stuff. But they adapted it to where they could also copy the superpowers of the individuals and also take on their personality attributes. And I think because it seemed like, oh, the original Captain Marvel was alive after all. No, he was just a Skrull. But the Skrull really thought he was Captain Marvel because he adapted too much to the personality or something like that. But that was like a spinoff, I believe. Again, it's been a while. And here, well, I guess that's the third thing. They kind of do this. They had the weird electric bolts that in the Captain Marvel movie where Captain Marvel was captured and they were zapping her brain and all that to get information out of her. Well, they've adapted that now for their foot soldiers to copy people that they needed to copy. But he can also copy his mind, so he knew what he knew and all this stuff, so he could really take on his personality and seamlessly meld in for this human that he's taken the place of. So they did that. So, you know, and that goes a long way to make this work and what have you. But the main thing is, well, Talos's little girl is all grown up now, and that's Emilia Clarke. Yeah, she's mad at Daddy. She finds out that Mommy's dead, and he says Mommy's dead because the people she works for killed her. So, oh no, she's all conflicted. Still mad at Daddy, you know, but oh, they killed Mommy. So, oh, what's she up to? And so seemingly she was going to switch sides and help Dad and Nick Fury deal with this, but it looks like it was all a trap. And there you go. So, hardly any impressive action scenes or anything. They've already said there will be no superheroes in this. I mean, between that and saying they told the writers not to read the comic books, and Samuel Jackson saying you're all a bunch of incels, it's like, is there any point in even trying to give this show a chance? And it's only one episode. I can't say that it was horrible. It wasn't. It's trying to maintain a mystery and all that type of thing. But a whole lot of nothing really happened. So that's about it. Is she still just more mad at Daddy than sad about Mommy being dead? You know, or she wants to find out more about the leader. Did he lie to her? Oh no. You know, that kind of thing. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, there's really nothing to this. It's just, well, Nick Fury's old, and he feels bad and is scared since the blip, and he's never gotten over it, and that sort of thing. And yeah. So Maria Hill's in it, and then she's not. So anyway, I considering how this has been introduced of late, I'm guessing that's almost always a big red flag that this just isn't very good. Now, I think there's been some commentary that this might just be the worst Marvel D+ show, and now that I would find hard to believe. How are you going to top She-Hulk as being the worst? As far as what I always said, the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, because his ethic was so bad, was the worst. It might be a contender for that. I don't know what ethic they're ultimately going to conclude with here. But if it's in line with that, then it might just be a draw as far as that goes. Or it could be worse. I don't know. It depends on where it goes. But so far, much ado about nothing, and badly promoted. So if you skipped it, I can certainly understand why. And I can't say, hey, you missed out. You should give it a shot, because this episode was it wasn't. It was just an episode.